this side first?
Yeah. We're going to do Nick here.
I'll duck out of the way.
If you want, I mean...
So Nick will be over here if anybody wants Nick.
You want to talk to Nick?
All right. We'll talk to you. We can talk to her first and then Nick.
All right.
Somebody swap out when we're ready.
There you go. She's the star.
Well, here, let's look.
Even though you didn't try, that's a very good jacket for this today.
Well, I know.
In fact, got a lot of places to clip on.
Right next? Will it blow up at all or something here?
This is the most you've had on your jacket at once?
At once, yeah. Media talking for the most of my jacket.
What are we thinking? You still good?
No, we usually stick on her and we'll stand out on the side of the way.
Yep. I'll probably just do
We're
it
going to have you
from
come a
side
little
to
closer to us because there's only like 7 of us.
Maybe around to that side of her.
All right.
Yeah.
Yeah, no
Now you
worries.
have a story to tell when you go home.
No. Just make me look intelligent.
Like right here?
Yeah, kind of look at this camera as much as possible.
Where? Which one?
This one. Kind of just look in between here.
Right here?
Look at this beautiful
Right over here.
Can I talk to Mom?
Hang on.
Just right at me is fine, man. Just right here is fine.
I don't want to get squeezed out here.
Oh, God.
Sorry, guys.
So no swearing.
Here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to duck under it. I'm going to do this.
We can edit it out.
What?
I'm buying your lunch at
Oh, wait. Okay, sorry. Where do you want me to look?
Just look right here.
All right, nobody take a picture of me.
That'll work for everybody, I think.
Can I have you inside the jacket real quick? I start on my pack.
Which one is it?
Okay, so when there's one on your right side.
This one or down here?
Down there.
That's all right.
I'd rather go safe.
There you go. Does anyone else need to check their pack? Before I unzip myself again.
Good there.
No, we're good there.
All right.
Good use of terminology, too.
Well, he just told me. That's all right.
It's good use.
There you go. That's why I bring batteries at all times. Sorry, guys.
This is a rookie over here. You're like, who is
Yeah,
this?
I know.
I'm just teasing. I don't know.
Oh, this is why you need a cameraman.
I know. Look at that. He's getting great from his colleagues. I love it.
We're somehow not obsolete yet.
No.
Here we go. No, I
I'll
get
play
it.
full.
All right.
Trust me. It's
Okay. Next problem. You guys just go talk to him. He's the better interviewee.
We only have one question for you.
Okay, what's that?
I don't know.
When's it over?
I'm good.
all right, I'm good.
Is everybody rolling?
Yep.
Pretty good. Rolling. Okay, so look at me for everything.
Yeah.
And go ahead. First always is the easiest. Your first and last name, and spell them for us, and your position, ma'am.
Oh, goodness. Gabrielle Dow, Gabrielle. Dow, D-O-W, like Dow Jones without the money. I am the Vice President of Marketing and Fan Engagement for the Green Bay Packers.
Gabrielle, how exciting is this that it's just another small step to the big event that's coming up?
It's, I heard earlier Mark refer to it as Green Bay Super Bowl. So we always want to win the Super Bowl, but this is our opportunity to host something in the realm of that size, and so we're all very excited that we can bring this to the city, the state, and our community.
And the roof just going up is like kind of one of the next steps to get to that.
Yeah, I mean that's the foundation, and this is the focal point of the draft is the main theater, and 2,000 folks will be able to sit underneath that roof. That is where all the picks will take place. The announcement, the commissioner coming out and announcing the picks, and all the different other things that are going to happen on that wonderful stage. And then the crowd here, we can max up to 25,000. So we're hoping for a great turnout on that sense. So, you're looking at probably by the crowds coming through here, 28 to 30,000 people watching.
And they'll be able to watch in the bowl as well.
Yeah, so Lambeau Field will be open, and so the red carpet will be hosted on Lambeau Field, and that is where the prospects, if you've seen in past drafts, kind of walk through a media area and get interviewed.
Of course, and it's been hundreds of days of planning to get to this point, to start seeing it all come together. What is that feeling like?
A sense of relief, excitement, pride. that our great community can do this. You know, the smallest town, the smallest city in the NFL is hosting one of the biggest events, and that's pretty exciting and something we should all be proud of.
Gabrielle, what do you say to folks that are coming from other markets that aren't used to this? I know what I tell my friends when they come in from the Twin Cities to expect. That's different than Minneapolis. What do you say to people that are coming from Los Angeles, Pittsburgh, Cincinnati to expect when they come to Green Bay?
Oh, wonderful things. I mean, I would say, you know, the whole mantra here is it's Midwest nice, and our great community in the state. Be prepared for cheese curds. Be prepared for brats and beers and tailgating. Come enjoy the mecca of football, where it started, and the history of football. Now you can be a fan of any team and come here, because the draft is like Christmas. We're all starting over. It's fresh. It's not us versus another team. We're one united football family, and we're coming here to watch it in the mecca of football.
You know what else I find interesting? We're in the middle of a neighborhood right now. We got all these houses around us. This is unlike any other city in any other NFL market.
Yep.
In your entire career, have you ever seen anything like this before?
Well, yes, the Patriots, their facility their stadium is in a neighborhood like ours. So, but what I think when fans come here, and I don't, where should I talk to? Fans come here, think of it as like a good college game, and where you go and find your tailgate. And so go park in the neighborhoods and go wander through neighborhoods and pay your $40 for a beer, a brat, and a bathroom, and meet the homeowners of that wonderful house and experience what happens here every game weekend.
Gabrielle, what's your hope for weather? What do you want to see?
Not to be wearing this coat and not this hat. I'm hoping for a good 60 degrees and no rain or snow.
What's been one of the more rewarding things about this entire experience for you?
I would say getting to know our community leaders better. I've never worked as close with Discover Green Bay as I have now, or PMI. So it's the friends and relationships, or, you know, the head of police and fire. We do for game day, but in my role, I never get to dive deep into that. And also with the state, the Department of Tourism, have never worked with them before. So those are just those new relationships that have been wonderful to get to.
What about one of the biggest challenges?
That's a good question. I think transportation and get everyone here, making sure that people can get here and park. It is going to be a driving draft, so we want to make sure all the thoroughfares are open, and really people should follow the NFL One Pass or iHeartRadio. So listen to your favorite iHeartRadio station all across the state, and we're going to have traffic updates at the top of every hour or even every 15 minutes as we get closer, because we want people to get here, and we want, you know, and we want it to be easy.
Could you talk a little bit about the work that needs to get done in the next 15 and change to get to the draft day?
Absolutely. So the stage has to be completed, and then after the stage, we'll have different ancillary pop-ups and tents for NFL sponsors, media. The area right behind you is NFL Outdoor Media, and we'll have different media hosts there, and then all their NFL sponsor activations, where and NFL Experience will also be headed towards Titletown. So it'll actually be being built up until the day before we have a lockdown to sweep the area.
Can you share anything as far as on the registration or attendance numbers? You know, anything that you guys are kind of estimating?
We don't have those numbers right now, but they're holding strong. But we'd love to see more. I'm hoping for our Packers fans to come out, but again, I think it's a bucket list for any football fan to come and visit. And don't be scared about the traffic or the driving. We have plenty of parking. There's places to stay. There's hotels open. There's VRB, Airbnb, and also our businesses are all open. So our restaurants here and our restaurants at Titletown and our Pro Shop are all open up until the 21st.
Go ahead.
Yeah. Is this comparable to Detroit in any way? Like, yeah, I know beyond the city, it's a different demographic, but can you compare this to the Detroit draft last year in any way?
I really can't, because of the size of our parking lots and the open space. Detroit had their draft on the heart of a city, and so that's just a different landscape. So we have a little bit more freedom because all of our parking lots and roads are being used. So it's just going to be different. More probably like Nashville, where it's a little more open.
I think one of the things that intrigued fans the most when they looked at the renderings was the fact that the inside of the draft stage is going to look like Lambeau Field. So when do you expect to see some of those cosmetic aspects start to get put up there, kind of following after the stage goes up?
Yeah, so you see that right now. And then after they lift the stage, so that'll be lifted today, they'll start working on the flooring because you need something to stand on as you're working. And then you'll start seeing the screens and the backdrop. So probably the skinning of what you're talking about is probably, closer to the week of. But I don't want to speak completely on behalf of C3, but just from the event perspective, it's probably a few more days.
This is really a fast-moving construction project, right? For just over a week and a half ago, they're just kind of starting. What's it like? I've seen it come together in this far as it has been.
It's wonderful. It's been a long journey, and it's great that it's here, and it's also exciting. I've been to many drafts over the course of my career with the Packers, and to see it come to life here, I'm excited for our fans and for our guests and everyone who comes and visits to experience this, because it's really a once in generational experience for this state.
Is everything on schedule as
Yes.
far as you know?
Yes.
Can you share any numbers on how many construction workers it takes to put this all together?
We do have that. I didn't bring the sheet with me, but I will happily. We can come back to you with that. Yeah, I mean, there's something like 1,200 tons of steel and over 200 trucks coming in, and there's some good numbers. We'll get that to you.
All right, we'd love to hear that.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot of us here. Can you just repeat this last name one more time?
Gabrielle Dow, Vice President of Marketing and Fan Engagement for the Packers.
What are you going to do when it's over?
Oh, we're working on some other events coming up in the next 5 years. So we'll probably should go vacation. But no, we're moving forward with some other things, some good plans coming up in the coming years, and I don't think anything might not be as big as this, but hopefully something else.
So not a now what moment.
Yes. No, not at all. That calendar is being booked right now.
All right. Thank you. All right, round two.
Mine's tucked in the bottom.
Here we go. Thank you again.
Thank you so much.
What's that? I got a bunch of white ones.
FRB.
It's all good.
Tim.
No, I'm fine.
Yeah, I got it.
See, I can put some last touches on some things. Eventually, we'll get to the pencils down moment.
I don't want a funny story if I tell them that I messed up the marketing.
No, we're in. It's okay. We know people are shopping. Thank you. All right.
Good
Next.
shoulder workout.
Oh, one more.
Oh, wait, hold on. Oh, I do have something in my pocket.
You got one more.
Watch your foot.
Oh, no. Oh, no. Sorry.
Thank you.
All right. Show you.
Oh, you know, I got We're trying to do a by the numbers.
Right behind you, just switching sides here.
Yep.
Freaking me out now, Tim.
Is that something that could be shared to all the media outlets?
I will.
Thanks, bro.
Perfect. Thank you.
You can't run away from the mic too long, can you?
Much as I've tried.
I think I'm gonna come over by you, Will. This might be easier, so I'm not dragging people away.
It was like an hour after you
Yeah.
got back.
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah, no, I've been in town now. I got it.
Yeah.
Was that a weird?
No, it's okay. It's just a way to stay cool. You're chilling.
I'm the only stick mic, so I'm gonna get a shoulder workout.
That's all good.
Switching sides here.
Everybody ready?
Yep, ready.
All right.
I guess we're the most middle, so if you can, try to look at us.
Yes, sir.
First off, it's easiest. We can have your first and last name and spell them both for us and your
Yep.
position, sir.
Nick Meisner, Nickmeisner, Vice President of Marketing at Discover Green Bay.
We are so close to the draft. I mean, it's just days away. And from your capacity, I mean, what work has gone into making sure that all of this behind you can happen?
Yeah, I mean, it's been a ton of work and collaboration with PMI, the Green Bay Packers. We've worked, as closely with them on this as anything in the past, and they've really taken the lead on everything going on their property and at the PMI property. For Discover Green Bay, it's been a lot of the stuff on the outside of what's going on here, coordinating parking, transportation, local business access, hotel rooms, all the stuff that Discover Green Bay does for all the smaller events that come to town on just a much larger scale.
Just from a personal level, just when you turn around and you look at the progress that we've already made and the fact that we're just over 2 weeks away. Just kind of talk about the general excitement you have.
I mean, I'm really excited just for our community. You know, we brought this here to have the maximum economic impact on Greater Green Bay and the state of Wisconsin. But I'm a born and raised Green Bay guy, and I grew up just blocks away from here. And to be able to have this event and members of our community experience this event is pretty special. So I'm excited to see it going up after years of planning and bidding, seeing 2D renderings and 3D renderings. To see it start to come off the ground is pretty cool.
Have you guys been working with, well, I guess I'll say it like this. You know, it was really important for Detroit's tourism department to get involved with them. Did you take any tips or tricks from Detroit? Because I know that they had their draft last year.
Yeah, I mean, huge shout out to the folks that visit Detroit, visit Kansas City, the folks in Cleveland. There's this little group of NFL cities that have hosted the draft, and I feel like there's, you know, this cheat sheet almost, nothing physical, but just kind of these things, these tips and ideas that roll from city to city to city, and we're really excited to help Pittsburgh out next year. But they've been great. They've been really, really great. You know, if we've had questions, they've taken time out of their busy days to answer them or provide any resources that we might need. You know, taking some ideas from their website, making them a little better. And now we're actually talking about what we do after and how they leverage the event to bring even more tourism in different times of the year. So it's a really collaborative effort in the tourism world, especially with these NFL draft host cities. We work really closely together. We see each other at conferences. We share stories of what went well, what we would have done different. And you know, sometimes they're just an ear to listen. You know, and that's always helpful as well.
Nick, for people coming from places like Madison, Milwaukee, what do you tell them about travel? You know, I'm thinking of the day tripper that's going to make the car trip up here. What do you tell them in terms of travel, what to expect when they get to town, when they're on 41 or 43? What's kind of the thought process for people in other cities coming here from Wisconsin?
Yeah, it'll be similar to a game day, but obviously different. I've been saying it's more of a state fair feel than it is a game day, where it is a long event. It's, you know, noon to 10 p.m. on Thursday and Friday, and so just be prepared. Make sure you're on the One Pass app, that you have that downloaded, that you've identified where you want to go park, that you have a route to that parking place. We will have routes on there as well, and that you plan ahead, really, because that'll save you the most time in the long run. If you sit down the night before, 2 nights before, and identify where it is you want to go and your route to get there, you're going to have a lot easier time than if you just drive in and expect to do the same exact thing on game day. But the key to all that is downloading the One Pass app. The One Pass app is where all the information will be available. It will talk to greenbay.com for parking and transportation information. All of the event schedules will be there. So use the One Pass app to plan ahead. You literally can't get into the event without it. So if you're planning to come, download that pass.
It's free, right? It's like,
yes.
What's the cost we're looking at here?
Yeah, the cost to download One Pass and the cost to enter the general entrances here in the draft experience is 100% free. You know, obviously there's, you know, food and beverage cost and merchandise and things you can purchase while you're here. But downloading that One Pass app is free, registration is free, and entry is free once you get here. You just scan the barcode that they give you when you register, and they'll scan it and you'll be right in to enjoy all the festivities.
We were told earlier though that if folks don't have smartphones and don't have the One Pass app, there's going to be ways to register at the table for folks just walking up. Is that still the case, or are you barred entry if you don't have a smartphone?
You are not barred entry if you don't have a smartphone. There are accommodations that will be available for people without smartphones or an internet connection. There's a fan services area right by the general entrances where you will be able to register, and all that information will be there. So don't fear if you don't have a smartphone. You'll definitely still be able to enter the NFL draft experience.
But the app is highly recommended.
The app is highly recommended. That's literally used for fan communication. It's used to, you know, player appearances, event schedules is all there. Yes, you can find it all when you get here through the fan services area, but like I mentioned, planning ahead is important. So if you can get the app, if you're able to, we understand that not everybody is able to, but if you are able to, we highly recommend it, and that's the way to get in.
Subtle plug for Discovery Green Bay. I know that you guys have a website for people. If they haven't already booked a place to stay, you guys have ways for people to find those places, right?
Yeah, there are still hotel rooms, Airbnbs, VRBOs available throughout the greater Green Bay area where you can stay nice and close to the event. You can find those on greenbay.com. If you go to accommodations there's a listing. If you go to the draft page, greenbay.com/draft25, you'll find accommodations as well as a list of neighboring communities if you can't find anything here in Green Bay that are ready to welcome visitors with open arms as well.
And this is obviously still in phase one of the road closures and construction and everything. When can we start seeing maybe the draft experience go up and other aspects of this construction?
Yeah, I mean that's coming in the next few days. The road closures, and they do their best to not impact the community as much as possible. We want to keep all these businesses are open. The restaurants in Lambeau Field are open. Hinterland is open. Bel Air is open. Home Field is open, and we're doing our best to make sure that people can still access that and go grab a bite to eat and frequent those businesses that are available to them. So I don't have the exact date of when those things will start to go up, but definitely in the next few days as it expands from the parking lot back into Titletown for the build out of the draft experience.
Nick, how is occupancy looking? I mean, how much is left, and what kind of, I guess, push are you expecting here in the last 2 weeks?
Yeah, we can only look directionally at occupancy until after we get the report. We're still anticipating being full, but right now there are still rooms. I don't have a percentage number on that right now because the hotels report it after the day, of course, so after the day is done. So, but we're tracking in a good spot. There are rooms available. So if people are still considering coming, or maybe they're thinking about it being a day trip and want to make it an overnight trip, there are spots to stay here in Green Bay.
About registration so far, anything that you can share on that?
We don't have the registration numbers yet. We've heard it's in a good place from a tracking perspective, but we don't. Those solid numbers aren't available quite yet. But we're confident that the marketing efforts and the communication efforts around One Pass and as the event schedule gets released, there'll be a lot of interest.
It's a big event. Obviously, people can sign up, kind of last minute.
Yeah.
Expect kind of a later, kind of like big push on these closing weeks.
I expect there to be little spikes as we go along for sure, and there is going to be an aspect of people deciding, last minute, the weather looks good, the weather looks bad, deciding to come or not. But when they release entertainment schedules, when they release, some of the activations that are going to be coming out, some of those releases will be coming. I think that'll drive some interest as well.
Are there any certain announcements that we can expect coming up this week?
So the NFL handles all of the announcements from the programming side of their event, so they'll be releasing that information when they're ready.
My only question is there anything you are most excited for, and what have people told you they're most excited for?
For me, I'm most excited for that last pick on Thursday night. When the biggest day of the event is over and everyone had a great experience, and we can start to look back and say, wow, what great memories. But it's going to be a lot between now and then, but I think just seeing that last pick and everyone cheering and starting to make their way to the exits and everyone having smiles on their faces and a great impression of Green Bay is what I'm looking forward to the most.
And what about the people? Anything people told you what they're looking forward to?
Yeah, I think the opportunity to visit a place like Lambeau Field for something that's not necessarily a game. We all know that Lambeau Field is historic, and because of that history, it's been sold out for quite some time. So it's not necessarily an easily accessible place for every single fan of the NFL. The NFL Draft is an extremely accessible event, and to be able to come and see a place like this that has so much history and culture and tradition within the NFL, and then also get to see the NFL's biggest off-season event in person is what I've heard the most excitement for.
I'm good. I've asked too many questions.
Sweet. All right. Thank you very much, Nick.
Easy one. Look at that. You can do my job for me.
Thanks.